All right, everybody, welcome back once again to the CxEnergy 2023 Technology Showcase. We're heading into the home stretch now with our fifth presenter. And Facility Grid is used by the world's largest commissioning providers, construction companies, and building owners. Manages building assets through the entire construction lifecycle, giving all stakeholders visibility and insight where and when they need it. Facility Grid helps reduce risk, costly rework, and project delays. And here to talk to you more about Facility Grid is Joe Pascal, Chief Revenue Officer at the company. Joe, take it away. You're still muted, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you, Ray. It's a pleasure to be with everyone today. Let's get this. My name is Joe Pascal. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer with Facility Grid, and here to talk about our commissioning management software. So as we first sort of think about just overall project realities today, I just want to highlight the issues our clients are addressing with our software, and highlight sort of where we are in the market. Facility Grid was started over 10 years ago. We've got over 8,000 projects in our system today, and it's been quite a journey. But there's many still today that are utilizing the traditional approach. And what we're seeing still is the need with the strain on resources and the opportunities is ways that they can scale the business and do it in a way that will enable me to do it with profitability. And a lot of the issues are really around the administrative tasks that swamp valuable resources. In addition, the project complexity and the need to track and verify checklists and sign off, especially on sophisticated projects from clients, has never gotten higher. And the need to report in real time on what's going on and what's happening has really strained the time for our business users. So there's numerous projects in different phases with long durations, the tracking of status of activities and workflows, and being able to effectively communicate and automate the communications through notifications is important because there's limited time, obviously, on these projects. And the owners want real-time information on what's done and what's not done. And very often with the issues we're seeing with scheduling and delays, very often the commissioning providers can be put under stress to be looked at as the cause of delays, and without proper tracking may have finger pointing when it's truly not their fault. Competition is promoting the use of technology. We've been around for over 10 years plus. We're not in the early adopter stage of the market. And so they're using this as a competitive advantage in many cases, and including that in their proposals. And the competition for talented resources is real as well. If somebody leaves a project midstream, there's risk that I might lose data if I'm in sort of that traditional process. And the resources that you're trying to recruit now, a lot of them are expecting technology to be there to support. A lot of them do what they like to do and less of the administrative work. So it's really difficult to scale, and that's what we're trying to solve for with Facility Grid. And those that are working in this process, and believe me, when I meet the teams at CxEnergy and others, they continue to come up and talk about this process and how decentralized and distributed it is. So usually when I speak with clients, I just have an easy exercise on the amount of time that's spent on administrative tasks. That is very quantifiable. And the ROIs to solve that problem are typically real, and Facility Grid's well positioned to do that. So when we started the company, one thing I think that makes us unique is Alex Kozinets, our founder, was 25 years of mechanical engineering experience, and half of that was in commissioning. And so we're a very feature-rich solution that over the years listens to clients and has built a very comprehensive solution that can easily adapt to our clients' workflow. And that's one of the keys. Our philosophy was we didn't want to develop a software that was rigid. We wanted to develop a software that could really conform and adapt to our client's process and work how you work. And so ultimately, if we can do that, you'll see that the capacity to do more is definitely realized. So there's There's not a ton of time today, but I want to highlight some of the things that make us unique and some of the particular requirements we're hearing in the marketplace and how Facility Grid is addressing them. But ultimately, when you think about Facility Grid, we want to make this solution work how you work. So we have a task-based structure where you can basically lay out your entire work plan in our system very easily. So the way you look at a project plan, the phases, the tasks, and you can connect them. And once they're set up, you can easily replicate that process time and time again. So projects set up after the first sort of initial customization, because it's very customizable, you can replicate a project numerous times in minutes. Working where you work, a lot of our clients do want to utilize the mobile apps and they're in the field, but they need it easy to use and intuitive. So part of our feature-rich set is our permissions and our permissioning capability. So when a user, whether it's a trade partner or a GC owner or a commissioning authority, logs into our system, we can customize the features they see so that what's presented is only applicable to them. The checklists themselves are customizable and permissioned, so they can only really address what they have ability to address. And they can easily get and filter to issues and items very quickly. So we spend a lot of time on making the mobile app and the primary app very intuitive for them. Communication is important to us as well. So we've integrated with solutions like Procore and others to make our dashboards presentable to clients. And what we want to make is it very easy to really digest where I am on a project quickly. Open to close ratios on open issues, or who's responsible for not filling out checklists or delays, down to individual roles, or issues, or just overall reporting on percentage complete of activities. What's also, I think, making us very different is our commitment to security. And this is an important item that I wanted to dig in today because it's coming up a lot in our conversations. And we've made significant investments in making sure that our platform is secure and your data is secure. And so we'll spend some time on that today. You know, handling sensitive information, whenever you consider a provider, you definitely want to make sure that they are committed to TSPs, right? That's trust service principles. What do they do to really create trust? So you know that as you're providing all this sensitive information to this providers, that they are protecting it to the standards or even higher standards than you would expect. When we think about the investments that Facility Grid's made around, we look at our TSPs as really commitments around security, availability and uptime, and how important it is to be accessible not only on the cloud, but being able to support on and offline the mobile devices and making sure that that information, even if your device crashes, is protected and is never lost. Integrity is our commitment to obviously our support and all of the testing we do on our feature-rich products, confidentiality and privacy. But just a word that we cover that is really not enough. At the end of the day, our clients want to have peace of mind that we've went through the rigor and we can actually validate that we're doing the security work that we say we do. And so Facility Grid has been working to complete and now is SOC 2 compliant with our security. And this is very important to clients. Now, not all our clients require this high level of security, but the ones that value it and the clients that they're trying to work with, the large enterprises and the government jobs they're trying to get, really SOC 2 compliance and security is important. So what is SOC 2 compliance? It's one of three prevalent types of security frameworks. And basically it aims to allow independent auditors to confirm that cybersecurity concerns are being addressed. There's literally a framework and they go through the rigorous controls, the documentations, they test, and they spend months and months validating. So we embarked on this a while ago because first you have to prepare and you have to build everything to be able to even get through the initial SOC 2 compliance. And then this is an ongoing process. But at the end of the day, the SOC 2 literally provides greater and independent validation that the systems are secure and the procedures are being followed, because protecting data is paramount for our clients. And so when we think about some of the tests we went through, we validated our data protection and how our data redundancy. I mean, we go through disaster recoveries often. We back up our data multiple times throughout the day. We understand that it's your data. We don't own your data, and we protect it. We don't move it off of our servers. We even have the ability to create private environments to completely isolate all of your data into its own environment if that's required. Data encryption is incredibly important, and we practice that, and that's been tested through our SOC 2 compliant testing, where you have penetration testing that's done. We do that continuously on our practice to make sure that we're secure and all of our updates and patches and all those items are up to date and in line with industry standards. Because network security is key. I mean, we monitor our networks 24/7, continually testing, ensuring that they're well protected. And we have enhanced authentication protection. So a cloud-based system, should support single sign-on. It should support two-factor authentication to make sure, we just as secure as I log into my bank. These are common protocols that should be utilized and features that should be offered. And it's important to our clients, and we're committed and have all of this protection in place today. Now, on some of the features I talked about, one, I want to highlight a couple today and just give a view of this. But one is their ability to report on real status on my project workflow. Here I'm providing and showing just a simple report that can be created and generated in one click. And what I'm highlighting here is this work plan, acceptance testing or construction, whatever the phases are, basically will replicate your project plan to your naming conventions. And then the project can be organized in tasks the way you want it. So I can lay out, if I want my performance testing isolated by discipline, or I have a specific work plan. At the end of the day, when you go into owners, you're promoting your expertise in the way that you successfully work through and manage this process. And so we replicate that, and then we make it easy for you to report on status and progress as you go through the project. Also, we have this pre-verification workflow. So very often there's a comment of, well, everybody's supposed to look at the test before test day, and I'm supposed to make sure the sequence of operations are right, but there's difficulty in tracking that. In Facility Grid, we have a whole workflow about pre-verification testing, PVTs, which allow you to create a duplicate of your tests, and then you can monitor and assign that to a GC or a controls trade contractor, and they can go in and make comments if there's issues. You can manage the issues before test days. They can pre-test. You can see all the results in our system. And so it increases the probability that, one, the equipment's ready on test day, and also it's going to pass. And also hopefully strengthen your relationship between you and the GC, because ultimately you don't want to throw a grenade on test day. You want them to be prepared. Also, our applications work and look the same on every device we work on. So it's easy for the users to move from a tablet to a phone. They're all personalized to features and functions, and even down to checklists, filtering capabilities on our platform. Some of the unique features on the mobile are ability to integrate with PDF markups. So like if you have a Bluebeam or iAnnotate, you can open up the drawings, make the comments you want right in the field. Those are documented. We read the comments and basically provide an option to create issues or observations one time. So it reduces the redundancy. I can make my comments on drawing or rendering, and we'll pick those up and then obviously put the issue numbers on there for later when the next a person needs to address the issues you've highlighted. So it makes it very easy to link drawings to equipment and track all of those items as you're annotating in your drawings. And we work offline and in line with quick incremental syncing without any problem. Our Procore integration is another key factor. I talked to many who are required to upload their issues lists manually into Procore with Facility Grid. Not only do our dashboards are visible in Procore, but we integrate seamlessly two-way communication back and forth through the entire issue cycle with Procore observations, where we transfer issues and files and photos along the way. So I'll just sort of end first with the importance of having a structured platform that's open to industry standards. We can accept BIM files or flat files very easily. It's very easy to import information and equipment throughout the project into our system. That information flows into checklists that are very customizable. Really, again, with a feature-rich product, they can be simple or as complex as you want. And at the end of the day, it's very easy to track and confirm the information and then export back out into a structure that our clients can integrate into Maximo, which they have, or Digital Twin or others. So that's that whole idea of having a centralized repository for data in a structure that's usable at the end of the day. So with my time here, I'll just say that the ROI for Facility Grid, as we focus on it, is really is a better work experience and focus on ease of use on the application, making sure that it's got to be adopted, and if it's not easy to use, it won't be. So if it's proven, people will use it, and it will increase the capacity. And there's all sorts of real tangible ROI. And for those that really want to get a very in-depth view of our product, because it's very, very comprehensive and there's a lot of great features and support in it. Every month we have discovery hours. Here's a discovery hour that we're having again in September around just the enhanced reporting capabilities, and where we'll even be talking about our APIs and how we integrate into Microsoft BI to create custom reporting for our clients. As well as we have an in-depth hour-long demo of the product, which if you want to scan with your phone, you can easily go and register, and we'll be able to provide a lot of details. So thank you for allowing me to share with you some highlights what differentiates Facility Grid, and just provide some of the items that we think are important when you consider evaluating a commissioning software platform.
Thank you so much, Joe. Appreciate it. We've got several minutes here for questions. So again, as all the ones before, if you've got questions for Joe, if he can explain a little bit more, please put those in the Q&A section of the Zoom window. And again, Joe, we had some preset questions here for you, such as, can you use Facility Grid on government projects?
Well, depending on the security standards, there's some pretty high standards on those. For non-classified sort of projects, the documentation. I mean, we have clients that are utilizing it with multiple government projects today. That said, I think our documentation that validates our SOC 2 compliance is important to have, and it's one of the assurances they can provide as they are trying to respond to how they're trying to meet the requirements for government projects. So it needs to be unclassified, but yes, we can support them.
Sure, that's probably pretty typical. What about supporting integration into other construction management software with Facility Grid?
So we integrate into Procore. And what's nice about our solution is, as you work in our mobile device or in the field, you create an issue and you assign that issue to an individual user or team, whatever you'd like. We push that notification to the individual Procore user, and when they log into Procore, they don't have to search and find what's assigned to them. So we literally have integration at a user level with Procore in depth. Also, our issue types all match Procore, so you can build different custom issue types in commissioning. So if you have commissioning for design or for installation or for whatever the types of commissioning issues you want to track, you can build that structure easily and track root causes for those issues. And that information flows back and forth to a Procore as well. So there's a lot of great interaction and connectivity to Procore at a user level that makes it very applicable and easy to use. And setup is really just passing approval, and it works. Okay,
great. And then a couple other questions, similar to questions that have been asked of some of the other providers here. Does your mobile app work offline and without a wireless connection?
Yes, it works offline without a wireless connection. You can get access to, obviously it can store and enable you to work on documents offline, collect and record any type of information. You can take multiple pictures. You can update the checklists. And then as you're working through the application, it's continually saving your information. So it's never lost, even if for some reason your battery crashed on your phone, and literally when you open it back up, the data's there. And if something really got encrypted on your phone, once you get it back up, I mean, we even have support that can pull the data off if you need it. So we do not lose data ever on that. The other thing with mobile to think about is, with our permissioning for checklists, I could have multiple people work on the same checklist at one time. and they won't overwrite each other's questions. Okay, so the permission control is important, not only for monitoring and ease of use, but also for making that only the right people answer their questions, and there's no overriding of answers as I go through that process.
Got it. Got it. Understood. That was exactly the last question I was going to ask you, was the simultaneous use. So thank you very much. That was all very helpful. Everybody knows the drill at this point. If you're here and would like to entered in the drawing, type facility grid into the chat, and I'll explain what their giveaway is. It is a complimentary 1-year subscription to Facility Grid's commissioning management software, inclusive of 1 project and 2 virtual training sessions. So that is what they have on offer today. So as with all the others, we'll give everybody a minute or so to throw their name in the hat before we pick the winner. We need Jeopardy music here for next time. And okay, so the winner, and I apologize for probably not getting the pronunciation right, but Yavuz Efe Salim is the winner, and congratulations. We will connect you with Joe very soon and arrange for you to get your prize. So thank you very much. Thank you to everybody for being here. And we will take one last break here. We'll reconvene at 3:10 for our final presentation by Videntium. And thank you very much, Joe.